All aboard!
Hello and welcome to this edition of Shaky Hand Shed, and in this episode it's going to be a long one. It's a 30-minute, so get yourself a cup of tea and a sandwich, because it's going to be quite enjoyable. I've been away for quite a bit, so I thought I'll do a longer and more enjoyable video. Anyway, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be restoring 2 Silver Jubilee train sets from the Queen's Silver Jubilee in 1977. One of them's this Great Western freight set. And they were both my friends' train sets, and it's this one as well, the Pullman set. It was introduced specially for the Queen's Silver Jubilee. It was a commemorative set. Pity he didn't retain the box, but hey ho. And yeah, I remember playing with these as a kid with my mate Kev. Back in, must have been 78 about 78, 79, because he had a layout in his loft. He moved not long after and it all got cased up, and there it's been till he gave them to me a few weeks ago. They've been boxed for 80, about 45 years. And this little tank engine, it's not the original one, because he loaned me the original one, and I proceeded to lose it. Which is about same as life, really. He's always looked after stuff, and I've lost it. Like, I'm the more irresponsible one. And first, what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean the carriages up. They're a bit grotty. Bit of grot over the years. We're just going to clean them off with Mr. Muscle. It's not a lot. They've survived surprisingly well. They're lovely models. And it's just spray the Mr. Muscle window cleaner on. It's a harsh but not harsh cleaner, if you get what I'm saying. It's not going to strip paint and stuff. Not on factory models anyway. And also I lubed the axles on them. They were very good anyway, these wheels and axles. They're very smooth anyway, so it only requires a bit of lube. Getting bloody cat hairs everywhere nowadays as well. Have to give me layout a good vacuuming. They get everywhere. Me? Ow. And there we go. Oiling another bogey. I'll only do the one coach for the video. I did 4 of them in total. Look at that, they're beautifully smooth wheels. Not like metal to metal axles would be, but even so, still beautiful. and oiling another bogie. And on this one as well, I straightened the couplings on them as well, because they've ended up with bent couplings, stored in a suitcase over 40 years, and they've moved house about 3 times. 3, maybe 4 times, so in the back of removal trucks in a suitcase. It's not the ideal locations, but here we are. These have got bent couplings as well, and it's a bit grotty. These are the wagons from the freight set. I did all these individual for the video, as it's quite interesting seeing them all done. All it is a case of flipping wheels out. Which not done, but there we go. Use a screwdriver for it. Ping out. Don't worry, it didn't go too far. It only went down onto the board. As in that one, I managed to grab that one. But yeah, it's just a case of, again, I used window cleaner. Mr. Muscle spray on window cleaner. It's one of them, it'll clean muck off, but at the same time it doesn't attack the tampo printing, whatever you want to say. Whatever, Trevor, and here we are. Just put in the least amount of oil in the axles. Wipe it off in a sec. I wiped the excess off with my finger just so I had a little dot in the actual axle box. There we go, just straightening wheel up, making sure it's sat right. And here we are, we're doing the Matt Vitty's wagon. That was fairly filthy. And again, take the wheels out. Tear the wheel out of that one. And on this one, it must have been a bit fragile, but a bit got broke off. From underneath, you can see it's missing there. It's strange, it's actually the base from the tanker, because it has the valve wheel on it. Or the gauge, or whatever it is. It actually has the tanker base on the van. It was only really meant as a kid's set, it weren't hugely detailed. I dare say back then, even as now, modelers altered them to give the correct detail. And here we go, we're just cleaning up. I've got a few of these wagons. Arnold Sands, I'll be making a rake of them now. It must be one of the more common Hornby wagons. And again, take them out and oil them. As I say, we use, they'll get cleaned up more. And on these open wagons, I've got missing couplings, so they'll be altered. And there we go. That's nicer, a lot cleaner. And here we go, we're cleaning up the best wood wagon. I think I've got a couple of them now. And here we go. The actual wheels are manky, I think. I think they'll be cleaned up better now because I've given them a run. But again, oil in the axles, wipe the excess off, and then replace the wheels. They're lovely running wheels. One or two of them's a little bit rocky, but it don't matter. And here we're replacing couplings. I have a few, I have quite a few already. After this though, I'll have to stock them up again. Because I've used a few of them. Just altering it a bit. He was just bending stuff and making sure it was all okay, so they stayed on. That's better. Now do the other one. I replaced about, I think it were 4 couplings. I replaced. If I wanted to be pedantic, the little 04 needing another. Well, there we go. The couplings are right. Wheels are spinning nice. Happy days. There we are, putting on the other coupling. The observant of you would have noticed that it didn't have it on in the last shot when I showed the full wagon. Some of us are observant. Another bloody cats are there. Either cats or my bloody beard hairs fall out everywhere. And there we go, that coupling's working. Happy, 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 happy talk. Talk about things you'd like to do. Yeah, but we had great amounts of fun. If we weren't up in the loft on layout, I was usually breaking his rally chopper or falling out of conker trees. He fell out of one day, and I just heard all the air rush out of his lungs. Just went woof. Anyway, there we were trying liquid poly, but that weren't particularly satisfactory. So we went in with a super duper glue. Straight in, no messing. Little double do ya? That's a reference to a friend who passed away recently. Super glue. Super duper glue. And a little double do ya? Sounds like Fred Flintstone. And there I'm applying zip kicker, that if you use super glue, it'll set it instantly. And here I'm putting another layer on, just to give it that bit more security. And I'll spray the zip kicker again And there we are, you can see it activated. Soon as it hits it, it's activated. And here now is the little 040 Holden Loco. This one isn't the original one to the set, as he lent me it as kids, because I had a little setup at home, and he loaned me it, because by this time he was discovering girls and stuff, and I were no good with him. I stuck to doing lad stuff. But yeah, stripped it and he loaned it to me. And unfortunately over the years with house moves, messing about and everything, it became lost. So all that stuff, and I managed to lose it. But yeah, he gave me a load of other stuff with the set, from his layout, buildings and stuff, and it weren't stuff I really wanted. I'm happy with the actual trains, so I advertised the other stuff cheap on eBay for hopefully a young lad to get hold of it. We had a lot of coins, so we could build a layout up. I put in the advert I didn't want traders to get it, and I don't think traders got it, because I looked on the buyer's actual selling page and he didn't sell on eBay, so I'm presuming it's somebody that's using it to build a layout, because there's nothing worse than traders getting hold of something when you want somebody who's just setting up to get hold of it. So I put it on my adverts now on eBay, and hopefully the traders are good-willed and don't buy it, so it gives somebody building a railway a bargain. Anyway, yeah, we're taking the motor out of it. And eventually this, I got the chassis running, but I've had a few issues with it. I'll have to do a full strip down, and it got to being very late at night, well, very early in the morning, and I decided, I used the chassis off another loco. I'll not lie about it, it doesn't matter. It's not the original loco anyway. It's just a stand-in for the loco he had. I've restored all the rest to original, so that's the main worry, and there we are. Motor's working. Yeah, it's all repairable that we're on that one, but I'll just need to spend a bit more time on it. I love these little hornby 040s. Yeah, I got it going and it was working. You put it on the track, and as soon as it probably needs a better clean on the wheels than I did. Like, that were okay, but I'll probably strip it and polish them and everything. Get the Dremel on it. Do a more thorough job. But it were alright, I suppose. Like I say, it did work, it was just temperamental, and I wanted, for the video and display, luckily I have loads of these old hornby 040s, so they were put into use. Like those fiberglass pens as well. I have a brass one and a steel one. I should have probably used the brass one on it. I even have some really good Timu wire brushes that I could have probably used. Cheap Timu, small, they like little suede shoe brushes, but wire brushes, and there we are. As I say, I got it working, but when I started using it on the layout, it was intermittent. It probably needs damn good cleaning, because it were a bit hit and miss there. I think a good cleaning will see it right. And here I'm just oiling the wheels on the tender. As you can see, it's one of the chuff tenders. I think you may just be able to hear it later with its chuff sound. And giving the side a wipe. I'd already actually washed it when I got it, which made a difference. Just needs a good wipe here. I'm stripping it down. I keep forgetting on these. I take the drawbar off, thinking that's what attaches it, and it isn't. It's the screw in rear of the cab. But we take mortar out. There I'm taking the carbon brushes out. And yeah, take the carbon brushes out, look after the wiring, take the screw out of the actual mortar. Lift it up. And there we go, giving it a good wipe over. And this one again. I'd already cleaned the wheels once, but we're giving them another once over. Give them a clean again. And here I'm cleaning up the commutator. I'd done it once and run it a bit, but it wasn't quite perfect, so I've given it a better cleaning this time. A better cleaning and a lube. And here we go. Putting the brushes back in. This is an ache in the testicles, should we say. Getting these back in. I could have probably done it easier with a pair of tweezers or whatever, but I'd have had to go and get them. Anyway, we managed to get him in eventually. And there I'm trying, it just needs a move about with brushes. Make sure everything's contacting. And there we go. Lovely little runner. Swap polarity for reversing. Make sure all wheels are making contact. Put the body on and the screw back in. And hi-ho Silver. We're off. Hi-ho Silver. Become the Lone Ranger. Double check we've still got power to it. We've not disturbed anything when we put the body on. And go around, dot all the main parts for lubrication. Put a bit of white grease on gear wheel. Accidentally get it on wheel, so wipe it off that. And put battery to it and move it around. That's the white grease moved around the gears, and the oil moving around on all the bits I've oiled. Here we put the drawbar back on. Don't forget the drawbar back, man. Try a Phillips screw, remember it's not a Phillips. And get a flat blade. Where's me flat blade? I think I've found it, Anne's coming back. And there we go, I've found me flat blade. I wouldn't mind, one's metal and blue, and the other one's plastic and green, so you can't really mistake the two screwdrivers. And I wouldn't mind, they're all flathead anyway, so I didn't even need the Phillips. Go figure. Anyway, here we are running up. Look at that, beautiful. Yeah, give them a good run. And they both look good. Here we are, she'll be coming round the mountain when she goes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she goes. Yeehaw! Wait for the other one coming the other way back now. And there we go. There we go, and coming round this way. It's beautiful set. Imagine that back in the day though. It was gorgeous set that back in the day. Absolutely beautiful. Here we are, last one of them. And there we go. Anyway,